Everywhere you search, there's no shortage of books on how to be happier. There are books like Happier at Home, How to Be Happy in 10 Easy Steps, The How of Happiness, The Tao of Happiness. There are thousands and thousands of books on happiness. And in fact, being happy is a billion-dollar industry these days. So why is it that people more than ever have a hard time being happy? Well, the truth is that being happier is just like losing weight or getting healthier. The same exact principles apply, the same daily habits apply to being happier as they do to being healthy or to losing weight. And ultimately, the same reason why we're unable to be happy throughout the day is the same reason why we're unable to be healthy or to have the weight loss that we want. It's because of the daily habits we're either engaging in or we're not engaging in that are leading us down the road that we're currently going down. Now, in today's video, I'm going to show you the number one thing, literally the single most important factor in you being happy long term. And again, science has supported this in dozens of studies. Hey everyone, it's Alex, the founder of modernhealthmonk.com here. Now, let me quickly tell you about that happiness study that I mentioned. Now, this study I found in Martin Seligman's book, Authentic Happiness, and here's how it goes. We took a sample of 222 college students and we measured their happiness rigorously using 6 different scales, and then we focused on the happiest 10%. These very happy people differ markedly from average people and from unhappy people in one principal way: a rich and fulfilling social life. The very happy people spent the least time alone and the most time socializing, and they were rated highest on good relationships by themselves and by their friends. All 22 members of the very happy group, except one, reported a current romantic partner. The very happy group had a little more money, but they did not experience a different number of negative or positive events. They did not differ in the amount of sleep, TV watching, exercise, smoking, drinking alcohol, or even religious activity. And many other studies have shown that happy people have more casual friends and more close friends, and are more likely to be married and are more involved in group activities than are unhappy people. So of all the hundreds of happiness principles, ranging from getting new hobbies, to doing something you really enjoy, to savoring the moments, to meditating, to sleeping more, to eating the right foods, of all these things, the number one factor they noticed was the power, the depth, the quantity, and the quality of social relationships. Now, I know this to be true in my own life too, because several years ago I moved back from China and I had to start my life over from square one. No friends, no real close family, no job, nothing. I had to start over from square one, and I got severely depressed, and I had no idea why. And even though I was doing hobbies and things that I really liked, I really wasn't that happy throughout the day-to-day. Now, it wasn't until I started taking judo classes at night that I realized that I was, for the first time in a long time, really happy. And that was just because I'd acquired a close group of friends that I formerly did not have. And that's all it was, a few hours a week of having a real thriving social life. Now, just like your health, it can be a little bit difficult to be happy. That sounds a bit weird because really, one of the things we're born in this world with is kind of happiness, being joyful. I mean, just look at little kids, they're always happy. Well, unless they're crying. But in any case, they're always happy and they find happiness easily. Now, that's very different as we become adults. We get our jobs, responsibilities, our bills, and all that kind of stuff. But happiness, just like everything else, just like success, just like health, is just a result of daily habits, right? You've heard about gratitude, you've heard about meditation, you've heard about sleeping enough. But what about your social relationships? And again, research has shown that you are very alike with the 5 people closest to you. In income, you're pretty close to them. In health, you're pretty close to them. And in happiness, you're pretty close to the people you spend the most time with in terms of all of those characteristics. So how can you apply this in your own life? Well, the one thing is pretty simple. Get more social relationships, right? So how can you do this? First, there are things like meetup groups, right? Meetup.com is how I've met some close friends, how I've started my own meetups, joined my own meetups. So whatever your hobby is, whether it's knitting, whether it's golf, whether it's a martial art, whether it's a book club, go to meetup.com, see if there's a group you can participate in, and just show up one time this week. The second thing is your work buddies. So in other words, if you're going to work and you're clocking out at 5 and going home, you're missing a large opportunity where you can make close friendships and make close bonds that way. So if you're struggling with that after-work social life, just send a text to one of the people you work with or stop by their desk, wherever you work, and say, hey, tell me more about that XYZ, whatever project they're working on or whatever hobby you've talked about, or just learn more about them. Or the third thing, if you want to be like me, you can become a creepy regular at a cafe, hang out there, and if you work at a place long enough or read books in one spot long enough, people will end up talking to you. You'll end up talking with the workers, the baristas, the employees. And that's a slightly creepy way to make some friends and make some connections locally. So of all the things you could or should be doing to make yourself happier, just focus every single day or even every single week on one social event that means something to you. Whether it's time with your spouse, time with your friends or your work colleagues, or even just time at a hobby, even if it's just reading in a cafe, around people that you know, what you like, even if it's a quick chat with the barista. Those kinds of social, meaningful social interactions often result in happiness more than anything else. Now, before you go, I want you to stop by, leave a comment below, and tell me what's one social event or one social way you can boost your happiness by going to a social event you like or engaging in a meaningful social interaction. So stop by, leave a comment below. If you're on YouTube, head on over to modernhealthmonk.com, and I will see all of you soon.